Greetings everyone, welcome to another episode of Ask Ivan. This is episode 8. It has been 8 months since I have started Ask Ivan since February, and I really like to take this opportunity again to thank all my fans and friends for supporting me and the constant engagement on Facebook and also in person. Today's question is from Uncle Tiong Hock again. He has been asking me very thought-provoking questions. And I must admit that these are not very easy questions to answer. His question today is, should Malaysians migrate? Now, we are in a very tumultuous time in the history of our country, Malaysia. Our political scenario right now is really unstable, with a lot of things that's happening right now. I'm going to steer away from the political aspect of the situation, and I would like to look at this question from a corporate perspective. When people say, should Malaysians migrate, I would like to look at it from the context of an employee and an employer. Now, why do employees leave? There are two reasons why they leave. One is the pull factor, and the other one, of course, is the push factor. And most of the time, people always like to equate the pull factor as a positive reason and the push factor as a negative reason. And the negative reason being why we leave is because of our managers or our bosses. Now, I will say that that is a very unfair description of the push factor. Of course, a lot of employees will attribute to, or may not want to attribute, the reasons behind their leaving for I think reasons of not wanting to burn the bridge. But I think a lot of reasons why they leave as a push factor is because that organization may have failed in providing them with the right kind of environment, right kind of remuneration, or even the right kind of development that they're looking for. And hence, the pull factor always seems more attractive. However, having said that, we must admit that we are now living in an employees market, which means that there's a huge talent pool out there and there is a war for talent. Hence, the pull factor is very, very strong in a sense that they do feel like there is always an opportunity for them to grow if they move on to another company. So I think it is crucial for employers to realize how to tackle this in the employees market. So as an employer, I think we should start thinking about what are the things that we as an organization do for our staff in order for them to be excited, to be challenged, as well as to be remunerated better. Now, remuneration is an important thing, but it's not all the thing. I have met a lot of employees out there, or rather young talents out there, that as much as I say that it is not important, it is important, but it is not everything. They are looking beyond just that remuneration package. But as they grow in stature and as they grow in the organization, they are looking at two things. Of course, number one is still the remuneration package. How much am I paid for the work that I'm doing, and whether or not the work that I'm doing adds value not just to the organization but to the society as a whole. And this is where I think the self-actualization in the young starts much earlier as compared to people in my generation, the Gen Xers. Now, of course, if you look at it from a pull factor perspective, or from an employee's perspective, a lot of times people tend to find an easy way out. Just because I work for 2 years doesn't necessarily mean I have the right skills, nor do I have the right aptitude for it. Although when they move to another place, immediately there is a jump in both the remuneration package, in position, and henceforth comes the responsibility. But because of that constant jump, there could be a gap in their skills, and which is where the problem lie, where a lot of times young managers may not necessarily have the right aptitude for leading people. They may have the right skills, technical skills, but they may not necessarily know how to lead at that level. And that is where we are talking about the leadership gap currently faced by by everyone else. Now, I may be steering a bit off tangent from the original topic. Why or should Malaysians leave? But if you look at it, it's very clear. Should employees leave? And we can look at it from two perspectives, again, from the employee's perspective and also from the employee's perspective. From the employee's perspective, I think the question right now, in the same way as a Malaysian, in the same context, of course there's the pull factor, and of course there's the push factor. And how we view the push and the pull depends on where we're standing. So it's a matter of our perspective. So from our perspective in Malaysia, we may feel that, wow, going to Australia right now is perfect, it's awesome. But then again, if you look at it from another perspective, when you are in Australia and you look back, then you say, oh, I wish I may not have left. And it's very personal. So there is no right answer, neither is there a wrong answer. The only answer that we should be asking ourselves is, what is our purpose for us leaving, whether it's an organization or whether it's for a country. Yeah? And I think if we just bring it back to the context of the organization, when we talk about why we're leaving, I think we could go back up to our values. What is it that we want to do? What is it that we want to achieve? And then therefore it comes back to our purpose. And if we really understand what our purpose is, whether or not we are leaving for a pull factor or we're leaving for a push factor, we know that we are going to go to another area, to another place, to another industry maybe, and we're going to be able to, and what we need to identify, what is it we need to do so that we'll be successful wherever we are, whether we are back in or whether we're out. So for those of you who are considering leaving, I think don't leave just because of the money. Leave also understanding why we are doing this, why we are leaving. So for those of you Malaysians, if you are asking yourself, should I be leaving Malaysia or should I migrate? I think the next question is, why? So adios amigos, I hope today has somehow rather answered some of your questions. I hope it has answered your question, Uncle Tiongkok. For a friend who has gone over to Australia, personally, these are thoughts that are also in my mind, but also the reason why I'm staying are also thoughts in my mind. So I wish you all the best. Adios amigos. Thank you very much, and keep the questions coming. Thank you.